Hey guys, Chauncey Phillips with a brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shop video. Today I'm going to go out today, see what things come out today, see what things are on sale. Today though, new release-wise, the main things coming out today is the Little Mermaid, the brand new Little Mermaid film. That one's releasing today, and I know there's a number of different retail exclusives for that one. I don't know though all the ones. I'm pretty sure there was a Steelbook, and there might have been something at Target for that one. Also though, today, for the first time on 4K, The Exorcist is releasing, and I saw that there's two different cover variations for it. I don't know where they're gonna have both of the different variations for the slip covers for the 4K, and I cannot remember for sure though if Best Buy is gonna have a 4K. That I cannot remember if there will be for that. Also though, at the end of this video is gonna be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go, and we'll do like I do now. But we'll see what they have in here today. And I always check in this area now, like the $3, $5 spot. There is some interesting like Halloween like signs and stuff like that in here though. So even though I can't show the movies in the front anymore, like I always say, I can at least show some of the stuff in here though. But let's see though, we always look and see what's changed in here book-wise. What would be funny is if they all of a sudden decide to get rid of the books, and then all of a sudden there's no more books in this front spot anymore. But as I could tell last time, they added the Elon Musk book. This might be new, The Art of Home. That might have been added there. And then the other things we can look at is, as I call them, the turd mags. You read these, in the bathroom, and then you could always peek at the candy. And they have been changing this around a lot, though. So they've been doing a lot of remodeling, and we've seen this get changed. But we'll go over the actual section, though. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they have something over there, though. Sometimes you can even go and like peek a little bit from this spot and kind of get a little bit of a view from right here and go, wait a minute, any good luck? I don't know, we shall see. Well, you can see it, the stuff from like last week is out, but Joyride and Air, but nothing new whatsoever from today, nothing new at all. Into Walmart we go. Well, it looks like they do have some of the stuff out. So I do see the Little Mermaid. I don't see the Little Mermaid exclusive one here, but I see the exclusive 4K. But I do see the Blu-ray for $24.96, and then the DVD is $19.96 for that one. They do have a double feature on DVD too, which has the original film and then the new movie for $24.96 on that one. I don't know if they're going to do a Blu-ray like that as well. Other than that, though, looking right here, everything else, there's nothing else new put here in these spots. Let's check over here. They did sell some of these Steelbooks. So they sold out of the Saw one. They sold, and then Halloween, the Leprechaun one sold out. So this one has to go here. Blair Witch sold out. I'm surprised they haven't sold any of the Firefly Trilogy ones. And then other than that, though, in here, I see a couple things. I got to look up what some of these things are. There's a movie here called The Collective with Ruby Rose. That looks kind of interesting. I might have seen a trailer for that one with Tyrese Gibson and Don Johnson. And there's another movie here called Sick from the creators of Scream and Megan. I'm going to have to look that up, too, and see what that one is. And there's another one here called What's Love Got to Do With It? Some Lily James film. I don't know anything about that. And then one called Past Lives. And then Prisoner's Daughter and Europia. That Prisoner's Daughter may have been another week ago. I don't know for certain. And then this one, this John Hamm one, The Corner Office, I think that might have been out today as well. So yeah, actually quite a few different things. I got to look up, like I said, this Sick one, and I have to look up The Collector to see if there's Blu-rays of those ones. Yeah, so I ended up getting that, the Collective one. It looks like there is no Blu-ray of that one. It's funny, there's some movies lately I've been seeing, like on Amazon, they start out looking like they're gonna have a Blu-ray, and then they end up canceling them last minute. And then I ended up getting that movie Sick as well. It's always funny how some movies are like $9.99. This one was $14.96. This one, I believe, it says Peacock, so I think it must have been like a Peacock, original movie or something like that. I am glad, though, that they're releasing like stuff that's exclusive to streaming on physical media now more, because Disney now is starting to do that too, like low-key. They're going to be putting like Mandalorian on physical media, so I'm glad that they've decided to do that more. And I feel like, too, when it comes to like the SAG strike and all that stuff, when you do have physical discs, it's easier to track it for sales so people can physically see what's selling. And it also adds another source of income for the actors and stuff too, for the physical discs and stuff, because when you cut that out, there's a lot of people that want the discs. There really are. And I encourage everybody though to definitely buy the ones that Disney's putting out, just to show Disney that you care. And so they'll continue releasing more exclusive stuff, and you know, the TV shows and stuff on Blu-ray and 4K. Into the second Walmart we go. I was heading back to the movies. I'm like, what is that noise? And there's a guy in there riding that Zamboni thing. I'll see if I can show you. See, it's like coming this way, that Zamboni. You can't get away from like weird things going on in Walmarts. But this is the one thing that came out in here today. You know, the Walmart exclusive limited edition one. And this one includes an enamel pin. See, there it goes. Zamboni. Leave me alone, see? Oh, Zamboni, leave me alone. I don't know what that's about. But it's always that doing it. It doesn't seem like it does anything. But this is the exclusive one here. That one's $34.96 for that one. And like I said, it includes a enamel pin in here. So I guess it's... like, where is the pin put? I guess it's underneath of here somewhere. Must be very thin pin. I guess it's like a really, really thin pin. And like I said, the standard Blu-ray is $24.96. DVD is $19.96. It's funny, it's real silent in here right now. There's like not a lot of noise or anything. But you can see, guys, the Steelbooks are really selling. This one sold all of them, but the Rob Zombie one. It's weird that Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy hasn't sold, but the Halloween one sold, though. But then other than that, though, over here, though, nothing new in this spot. So I'm glad that I got the ones that I did in the other location, because they don't have anything else different over here. And sometimes you have to check, though, in this vicinity, because sometimes there's like random things mixed in this area. Like, you never know, like just randomly there's like something in here that's new. Doesn't look like it today though, but I'm definitely glad the other location had out the other new releases that would be in this spot though. Let's see if the spots are here for them. So corner office, oh yeah, sick, collective, you know, so yeah, they have all the spots for all of them though, but they're not out though. Into Best Buy we go. All right, so we're gonna head back and see what they have in here today. So we'll see. So far for Little Mermaid though, I see this is definitely something mixed up, because $42 for Little Mermaid? I don't think that's right. But I guess it's $39 for this 4K, I guess, or something. Something's mixed up though, but they do have the 4K Steelbook here. So here's the 4K one for this one. I still have not watched the film, though. I still need to watch it, though. Let me know, though, how the movie was, though. Other than that, though, you know, because I love the original animated movie so much and stuff. Like, for some reason, it was like, I never was interested in, I don't really like these live action things too much. I'm not going to lie. I just like the original animated movies better. So I'm not going to lie. Let's see, though. The Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon, that one released today as well. And that was $31.99 for the 4K. And this is the other Best Buy exclusives that came out today. The movie Fall. And this is the unrated one. Is this, when this came out originally, I don't know if it was a different cut of the movie, or was it unrated to begin with? I don't remember that. That I don't know for certain on that, but that's cool though. That one is $21.99 for that one. And then let's see, is anything else mixed in new here? They still have one of the blackening steelbooks here. Oh yeah, so finally somewhere has The Exorcist, the 4K Exorcist, $25.99 for that one. So that one came out today. And then this movie, which I really liked, this Lost City of Z. This is actually a pretty cool movie. This one's $29.99 for the 4K from Shout Factory. And then yeah, this Little Mermaid one. Is a Blu-ray $42? I mean, Disney, if that's the case. Are you okay? You all right, guys? I don't know. There's something wrong about that. And then Past Life, that one came out today. But then it's like strangely silent here. I kind of like it. There's like no noise in here. And then let's see. Other than that, though, I don't see anything else different mixed in here. Joyride, that was last Tuesday. And then this Princess Bride 4K one, that one I believe was last Tuesday as well. So yeah, other than that though, that seems to be all the main new ones in here today. Yeah, so I ended up looking online. It looks like that $42.99 business is the Little Mermaid, the new film, and then the original movie on a set. Like, that's what it looks like from online, because there's nothing that would be that price. That seems sort of like crazy. It looks like the 4K Steelbook is $39.99, I think, but that $42.99 one looks to be that. Anyway, though, guys, let me know in the comments below, what you guys picked up today on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, if you guys end up getting anything. Also, though, let me know any new films that you guys have seen in theaters or anything you guys have watched on streaming. I did see a couple of different movies this past weekend. I did see, and I've been trying to go to all of the movies where they have like the limited, one night only screenings or weekend only screenings and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much going to every single one of those because, like I said, I put this out into the universe. The goal with Desert Fiends is to do that, one night screening thing. So that's, or a weekend. We'll see. Maybe the distributor will handle all that, but either way, that's the goal, is to do that. So I've been kind of following all these films that have been doing this and kind of paying attention to them and seeing how they're marketed and all that kind of stuff, how these Instagram ads are going with them and all of it, because that's, like I said, that's the goal with what I'm doing, and I want to keep growing with all these films. But I did end up going to see that movie Satanic Hispanics, because I thought it was great. It's a anthology horror film which stars Efren Ramirez, from Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. And he's basically held, in a police station telling these different tales, and it's I think it's 4 different stories or 5 different stories by different directors. Mike Mendez was one of the directors. My favorite segment, I would say, was the director from Blair Witch Project, the vampire segment. That one I really liked because it was very funny and goofy. The other movie I saw was Camp Hideout, which that's like a faith-based one. Like, I didn't see it for that reason. I just wanted to see it mainly because Christopher Lloyd was in it. And it was basically, I'm going to be honest, guys, it was Christopher Lloyd playing, for the most part, the identical character that he played in Camp Nowhere. So it's basically the same. His character running another camp or part of another camp. This one's a Christian camp. It's almost like his character changed his ways and ran this camp. And like, in my weird mind, that's what I was kind of pretending, was like his character sort of changed a little bit and started running that camp. Because he said, I've been running this for 30 years. And I'm like, well, Camp Nowhere was almost 30 years ago. That's almost that old now. So yeah, it could work. But no, that was actually a pretty fun movie. And it also goes in the total direction of Home Alone as well. Like, the last 30 minutes or so become a Home Alone film. So very fun movie. And then the other one that I saw was the, I'm blanking on what the other one was. One second. And yeah, the other title, the other movie that I saw was The Retirement Plan, the new Nicolas Cage one. That one I feel like really went under the radar. And that was actually really fun as well. But like I said, I've been following all these ones that are getting these like smaller releases and all of that stuff. I really like seeing the, smaller things coming to theaters. I'm enjoying that a lot more than some of these bigger things, to be honest. And it's been just kind of fun seeing, like, and then a lot of times I know people are involved with them. So it's been exciting to see that the films have been making way and room for these smaller films and allowing them to go to theaters. And, and I have to say thank you, Terrifier 2. They opened the door for a lot of this. They really, truly did, and allowed weird horror films a place in the theaters, which is a good thing, because that's what I'm doing, and that's really what I love doing. So, and I'm going to keep pursuing that. So I'm glad to see that's the way it's going, because that's what I want to do. But anyway, though, guys, now stay tuned for the brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews. And the first one I got here is from Lionsgate, and this is one I would give a top recommendation to. This was such a fun movie. Definitely, guys, check this out. It's definitely in the style of like real raunchy kind of comedies too that I always really like The Hangover, Bridesmaids, even like a little bit of that Very Bad Things kind of like incredibly crazy humor. I really love those kind of movies. Like I said, this one here is called Joyride. It basically follows around a woman who's going to Asia for work, and she's going there to kind of land a brand new client. you know, her character was adopted when she was young, when she was a baby, and so she never met her, you know, her parents, her birth parents in China. And basically it's a whole thing where the client is saying, well, you never met your birth parents, and because he finds out that they're alive, he's like, well, you should, and I don't know if I want to do, you know, business with someone that hasn't. So it becomes a whole thing about her trying to find them along with her friends, and her one friend is like this soap opera star that's having all these kind of getting ready to get married and like kind of changed her ways. The other friend is having all these issues, and then the one's cousin, they're helping them along the way. And it's kind of one of those movies too where like every kind of problem you can imagine happens. Like they find themselves into weird situations and have to pretend to be like a K-pop group and stuff. Like I said, it is a really, really fun movie. Highly recommend you guys check this one out here. It has on here though a bunch of different featurettes on here, like the making of, you know, on here, deleted scenes. It has on here the a thing on here about the choreography of the song on here, a theatrical trailer as well. But like I said, definitely worth checking out, guys. Really fun film. The next one I got here is from Warner Brothers. They sent over a free copy of this one to let you guys know this one is available. And this is the brand new, you know, DC Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2 original movie here. And this one has on here 3 bonus episodes of DC superheroes. The Scooby of 1,000 Faces, guest starring Wonder Woman. What a Night for a Dark Night, guest starring Batman. And One Night Mysteries, guest starring The Flash on here, as well as, you know, the bonus cartoons on this one. The other one here from Warner Bros. I would let you guys know that was available, and they sent over a free copy of as well. And this is the new film that Ben Affleck had directed called Air. And this is basically, though, all about the early stages of Nike when they were, you know, kind of before they became really popular. And it's when they were trying to figure out who they were going to be their brand and endorser, you know, to endorse their shoes. So they were kind of going through, you know, looking through basketball players' tapes and, you know, current popular basketball players and kind of trying to figure out who they're going to go with. And it's, you know, of course, they ended up going with Michael Jordan. But it was kind of like their decision-making process and how they were going to get Jordan and everything. It's an interesting movie here. Great cast. It has Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jason Bateman, Marlon Wayans, Chris Tucker, Viola Davis. So lots of people in this one here as well. The next one here, this is from Paramount. I want to let you guys know this one is available. And this is the 20th anniversary. It's crazy to think this movie now is 20 years old. And this is the limited edition Steelbook here of the film School of Rock. You know, the film directed by Richard Linklater here. And this one has on here, though, a commentary by Jack Black and Richard Linklater. Has a kids commentary track on here as well with the actors, you know, the kids in the film. It has on here lessons learned of School of Rock, featurette on here, kids video diary from the Toronto Film Festival, Maryland, MTV's Diary of Jack Black on here as well. And here's a look though inside, and basically this is Jack, you know, the film with Jack Black's character teaching you know, rock music to these kids, and it was like kind of like he really wasn't supposed to be there and stuff. I always thought this was a fun movie, you know, and like I said, it's crazy to think this movie is now 20 years old. The next one here is another Steelbook release here from Paramount as well, and this one is definitely, like, a lot of people will see this almost as an oxymoron with like the dates and get kind of confused, because it's like, you know, this is the 25th anniversary of the film, but like this is, you know, 20 years later. So it's not, you know, it's just like a funny thing when you look at it like this. But this is the brand new 4K release of H2O, you know, 20 years later, but it's the 25th anniversary. So to me, it's just kind of a funny thing because it's like 20th and then 25th above, you know, because this is the original poster, even though it's the 25th. So it's just kind of a funny thing that now it's like, you know, I don't know, just kind of a funny, weird thing. I always liked this one though. This was the one, you know, at the college and stuff like that with, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis's character in there. And basically it's all the kids who are kind of trapped in college with Michael Myers. Essentially, like I said, for some reason, I really like this one. And when it came to like the later ones, this was probably my favorite of the later, you know, later sequels. Let me show you guys a look though at the back here. Let me just take this one thing off so you guys can see a look. Here's a look though at the front without the slipcover, and here's a look though at the back. But a really cool Steelbook release here for the film. Let me show you though. It does include a digital copy, and here's a look though inside here as well. But really cool. Like I said, another one. It's crazy that this is as old as it is now. The 25 years, you know, because this is one of those ones too I remember so well when this one first came out and was like getting promoted and everything like that. Let's see, the next one here, this is from Sony, and this is available for the first time here on 4K as well. And this is one I always like because, you know, Jack Black was in this movie, and he's like kind of plays this like really ridiculous character on the island. And so that was kind of like what made this really fun to me. And this was, you know, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. It's basically the characters from the first film back, and now they're on this island, and the killer is now coming after them again on this island. And that's essentially what it is. And this island resort, and I always like resort, kind of setting movies. Like, that's why I like Club Dread, like any kind of movies that are set on resorts where it's like, like Piranha or killing movies or slasher films and stuff like that. That's, to me, is a cool setting. There's a lot of weird places to hide on islands and stuff like that. But this one has on here, though, in the 4K, it has a commentary track on here with the director. He Still Knows What You Did, an interview on here with Muse Watson. And then on the Blu-ray, it has a making of featurette, a music video by Jennifer Love Hewitt, and a theatrical trailer on the film here. The other one here, this is from Sony as well. This is the brand new 4K. And this is a movie too that I feel like, I think it came to Blu-ray in the past, I believe, but I know this is the first time it's on 4K. It's a really cool, steelbook for this one. This is The Last Dragon here. This has the 4K, the Blu-ray, the digital copy of the film here. And then on the 4K disc, it has a fan commentary by comedian Amber Ruffin and author Lacey Lamar. And then on the Blu-ray, it has a commentary with the director, and then it has a Return of the Dragon, a look back at the making of Barry Gordon's The Last Dragons, featuring Tamark and Barry Gordon and more, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one here as well. This, like I said, this is a great movie, really fun 80s film here. And this is the first time it's been available on 4K here. And the next one here, these are from moviezing.com. This one is also from Gaydos Ventures. And this is one I actually went to see in theaters. They had a limited one-night screening for this one. I think it was a Wednesday night. And so I was really looking, this one I saw that they were advertising in the theaters, and was really looking forward to seeing it. And I didn't even know until right before that Kelly Lynn Ryder, who was in my film, Cheer Bloody Murder and Woods Witch, which is, you guys can pre-order that one now from SRS Cinema. I didn't know that she was in it till like right before. So it was so cool seeing her in the film. It's a movie here called Slaughterhouse. And for some reason, I kept in my mind thinking this was called The Slaughthening. I don't know why I kept thinking that, but it's called Slaughterhouse. This is basically, though, a film about a killer sloth. And it's, to me, I think this is just such a fun, goofy, it has like that real, Gremlins kind of feel to it. They even have like Gremlins kind of music in a couple of the scenes to kind of give a nod to Gremlins. But it's basically, though, about this sloth that one way or another finds its way into this sorority house, and basically it becomes like the mascot of the house. But the sloth has got like some problems, and it's like killing off the girls in the house. There is some funny stuff, though, how some of the girls kind of go missing, and then they felt like a lot of the girls weren't even noticing. They were like, they didn't pay any attention. A lot of people were going missing in this place. But it's a really fun killer sloth movie in the style of like Gremlins and stuff like that. The other one here, this is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from Gaydos Ventures. And this is, this Abel Ferrara's new film called Pedro Pio. And this is, stars Shia LaBeouf. And looking at pictures of Pedro Pio, he definitely has that look for it. So he's good casting for that. But I know a lot of people have said, too, that the movie, like, it doesn't focus on his character as much, and it's more about, like, the stuff going on right after World War I in the city and stuff like that, and the kind of political stuff going on. So Pedro Pio's stuff is kind of more the background to the movie. But it has, like, that real old school kind of, like, it's hard to describe the vibe to this movie, but it was a pretty interesting movie. When it comes to Abel Ferrara's movie, I feel like the more gritty ones and like the 80s were the more ones that I kind of liked a bit more. The next one here, this is from Gaydos Ventures this is also from moviezing.com, and this is also from Sony. And this is the third I Know What You Did Last Summer film that I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. And this is actually the direct-to-video one that they did. There's a much lower budget direct-to-video sequel they did, and basically follows another group of kids, and they pull a prank, and it kind of like, it's kind of crazy what ends up happening, but I don't want to ruin everything, but basically they end up pulling this prank that goes wrong, and then they end up having these people coming after them. But like I said, it's done much lower budget to it, but it was actually pretty fun. Pretty fun sequel here. I'm glad that it's available on Blu-ray here. It has a comedy track on here with the director, as was a making of I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, and a theatrical trailer on this one. And the other one here from moviezing.com, and this is also from Universal, and this is available on 4K, and this is the film Cocaine Bear, which I absolutely love this film. This is, like, to me, such a fun, wacky movie, and it really, like, the fact that a lot of people, got a kick out of this one. Really puts like a lot of hope that when Amityville Bigfoot comes out, people like it, because it's definitely has like some of the kind of humor that this one, when I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, oh, it's similar, like a lot of these kind of weird like bird watching jokes and stuff. So Bigfoot has a lot of that stuff in it. So we'll see. Hopefully people like that one when that comes out. But this is basically though about a gigantic, a killer bear that ends up getting into, cocaine and basically goes crazy. And it's basically about the people out there trying to deal with this thing. And like follows the one forest ranger and a group of people that are trying to get back the drugs and stuff out there. It's just so ridiculous. This one, 2 kids that are trapped out there trying to, get away from the bear. Just a really, really fun, wacky, absolutely must-watch movie if you guys have not seen this one. It has on here feature-wise alternate ending, gag reel, deleted extended scenes on here, as well as some making of on this one, as well as a feature commentary track on here with Elizabeth Banks. And the next one I got here is from Vinegar Syndrome. It's a movie here called Evil Judgment. This is an interesting one. This is basically about a woman who's kind of like really not happy with her job and what's going on with this waitress job. So she ends up deciding, as her friend encouraged her to basically go into prostitution. But of course, though, it goes terribly wrong, and she ends up waking up in a hospital bed. And it becomes this whole thing about, because like these people were killed that she was with. And then like it becomes the whole thing about this person is coming after her. And it's basically this crazed killer that's going around killing prostitutes and stuff like that. It has like sort of that Argento kind of vibe to it on this one. This one has on here a commentary track on here with the director and co-producer on here, as well as the production manager and co-writer. Has a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues. I always love their commentaries. And then it has on here, though, an interview some interview on here with the writer as well on this one. The other one here from Vinegar Syndrome, this is a fun, kind of like, almost like, sort of like Civil War era, like, soldiers and stuff like that. And it's basically, this is called The Curse of the Screaming Dead. And it's basically about a group of people that were going out, camping in this like RV. And it has this really ridiculous scene too, when it was like, okay, everyone, time to get in your underwear. And it was like, they switched into their underpants, and there was like, and then they were back clothes. And it was like, it was almost like the distributor or something back then were like, there needs to be an underpants scene in this movie. And it was like really strange, because it was like, okay, and then it was like they got it in the underpants, and then it was like immediately back in the clothes. But like the whole cast did, and I'm like, what in the world was like? Literally, that was the only thing you could think of, was like, why was this underpants scene in there? But it has on here though, because it was just very peculiar. But it has on here though, let's see, feature-wise, it has the 89-minute featurette, presentation of the film. It also has a 73-minute feature, The Night of Horror, on here, both newly restored in 2K. It has on here, though, a bunch of different featurettes on the film, making-ofs, interviews on here, your documentary in the making of The Night of Horror on this one here as well. This one here, though, from Vinegar Syndrome was really fun, called Arnold. And this is basically about this woman who ends up having to marry this guy, but it's basically he ends up dying, and so she marries him on the wedding, when he's already dead. And basically the stipulation is he has to spend the night with him in the house with his body, and then all these weird sort of things start to happen. It's a really wacky, fun movie. This one's newly restored in 4K from its 35mm interpositive. Has a brand new commentary track on here by Mike White, author and co-host of the Projection Booth podcast. It has gothic horror comedy, a brand new video essay by film historian Sam Daheen on here for this one. And this one here from Vinegar Syndrome as well is called Ghost Nursing. And this is basically about this woman that ends up basically finding out about like how things will go better in her life if she feeds this ghost child blood. So basically like feeding this child blood and offerings and things like that. And so things start to kind of go okay, but then it starts going in really, really weird directions and things like that. This one's newly restored in 2K from its original 35mm camera interpositive. It's presented in its original Cantonese language soundtrack with newly translated English subtitles along with a Mandarin language dub track. From the Boss on here, interview on here with actor Billy Cann on this one here as well. And the next one I got here is from Turbine Media, and this is a really cool German release here for the David Cronenberg film Naked Lunch here. And this one has on here the 4K 4K edition of the film, and this is limited to 999 copies here. This is like I said, the 4K restoration here. And this has 4 discs on here as well, number of different interviews on here. some brand new interviews on here with people like Howard Shore, Peter Weller, Chris Walls, Jeremy Thomas, and then has archival interviews on here like the making of Naked Lunch. I'm pretty sure those are the new ones. It's in, you know, German, so I don't know for certain which ones are the exactly brand new features on this release or not, but I'm pretty sure they're, you know, newer interviews on here. I'll show you guys a look at the back of this one here, and then here's a look though inside at the discs. It's like I said, it's a 4 disc set here for the film. A great, really trippy, you know, Cronenberg film here. And then the last one here, this is from, you know, Epic Pictures and from their Dread Presents line. It's a movie here called Island Escape. And this is basically, though, it's about a group of these, you know, mercenaries that were going on this island, kind of like, almost it kind of starts off like Kong's Island or one of those kind of films like that. And they're basically going on this rescue mission to, you know, to rescue someone. But it becomes one of those whole things when they get to this island, they come to realize that there's some type of these creatures there. So it kind of like a Predator type thing. Actually pretty cool film here. It has on here, though, feature-wise, a director and cast commentary, deleted scenes, and the making of Island Escape, you know, featurette on this one here. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. And like I always say, if you guys enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.